You want to go back to the article?
Yeah, go back to the article.
This is by Newsweek.com. FBI ranks black identity extremists bigger threat than Al Qaeda.
Go ahead.
White supremacists leak documents. It says leaked FBI documents indicate black identity extremists and animal rights activists are among the agent's top counterterrorism priorities under President Donald Trump. The FBI's priority list documents obtained by the Young Turks Thursday lay out the Bureau's 2018 fiscal year focal points in counterterrorism.
I heard brothers say that they believe Donald Trump is coming in the spirit of Nero, man. And what did Nero do? Nero was infamous for just being a nut, right? A weirdo, but he was infamous for persecuting the Christians that was in Rome.
And that just goes to show that the persecution is coming, because Esau has been exposed. And what happens when you expose somebody? They want to put your ass to death, man.
They want to silence you.
Come on.
It says 2018 fiscal year focal points in counterterrorism, cybercrime, and counterintelligence. Okay, the 2018-19 threat guide documents describe black identity extremists, BIEs, as those who use force or violence in violation of criminal law in response to perceived racism and injustice in American society.
This is their biggest threat, man.
Right. The files claim some BIEs acted in hopes of establishing a separate black homeland or autonomous black social institutions, communities, or governing organizations within the USA.
The question is, who is this? Read up a little bit. Who does this fit?
Right.
Because who's... Go ahead, bro.
So it says the 2018-19 threat guidance documents describe black identity extremists, BIEs, as those who use force or violence.
Well, who's using force or violence? Jake used force or violence against themselves. So, but y'all love the Bloods and Crips. The Bloods and Crips, y'all ain't gonna be no big raids on them, because they're doing exactly what you want them to do, man.
Right.
So who's using force of what movement? Go ahead.
The files claim some BIEs acted in hopes of establishing a separate black homeland.
Acted in hopes. I mean, acted means did something in hopes of. So who's done something in hopes of establishing a homeland?
The so-called white man is the one that grabs an AR-15, starts blasting shit. You know? Keep going with that, bro. Yeah. The files claim some BIEs acted in hopes of establishing a separate black, they come to school, homeland or autonomous black social institutions, communities, or governing organizations within the U.S.
That goes to say that they don't want us establishing our own institutions, our own organizations, our own governments, our own rulership. That's the threat. That's the threat. That's the threat right there, man. And what's the biggest form of governments? Just the scriptures, because that gives us everything. That gives us laws. That gives us statutes. That gives us judgments. That gives us high holy days. That gives us our identity. That gives us self-dignity, right? Morals. It gives us leaders, right? A ranking system. That gives us everything that they fear, man. That gives us everything that they fear, man. Everything that they fear. Go ahead.
An internal FBI report from August 2017 was widely criticized for using the BIE label, which many called racist. But the Consolidated Strategy Guide documents leaked this week show the FBI kept the terms and made BIEs one of its top counterterrorism priorities.
Now, when you go into what happened with J. Edgar Hoover, he made a statement that the biggest threat to America was the so-called uprising, and it was primarily targeting Martin Luther King. So it goes to say that even at that time, a man that's coming in peace, all right, that's coming in a cool spirit like Martin Luther King, they say that he was the biggest threat.
Mind you, how they did take apart MLK, but the KKK was around during that time as well.
Yeah, there was no taking down.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no taking
down.
If I may add too, bro, like its whole purpose at that time was to stop a black Messiah from coming out.
Yep.
That's exactly what Esau is doing right now.
Yep.
Esau pretty much claim one on our
And it hasn't changed, right? Since the 50s, since the 60s, 70s, 80s, the number one threat to white supremacy. We're gonna keep telling us is this thing of ours, man. This thing of ours, man. Us getting our identity back. Us governing ourselves, man. Go ahead, bro.
Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short
50
time.
years later, 60 years later, he's still on that same BS, man. What? You got something corrupt?
Yeah, I got some. This is Wisdom of Solomon, 5 and 1.
Yep.
Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such.
Because that great Messiah wasn't Martin Luther King. But this had to happen first, right? Men had to stand up in great boldness.
And that's what challenge white supremacy. Because in order for Esau to strive, in order for Esau to excel, these people have to be at the bottom. Man. So when these people come into power, who know who they are, that's a threat to white supremacy.
There was that guy, he said, white people are scared of black people because they're afraid if we get into power, they're going to do the same thing that they did to them.
Yeah.
Which is natural. That's why when you said what you said to old boy in Spanish, you know, he started, let's get out of here. Because he knows it's only the right thing to do. Go ahead.
And made no accounts of his labor.
Yep. No, keep going. Keep going.
Verse 2. When they shall see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
That's that fear. So when you got the feds, who's the Federal Bureau of Investigation, right? The feds say, oh, biggest threat is not Al-Qaeda. It's not people that strap bombs on their chest, but men that are standing up for themselves.
Challenging the system.
Challenging, and we're really not even challenging this system. Like we just your system is your way because we don't expect the so-called white man to believe our ways. We never tried to get the Romans to, you know what I'm saying, follow after us or the Persians. No, we want when they said when we got the decree to build the temple, they was like, oh, come, let us help you here. Let us help you build the temple. And we was like, we stiff arming like, no, nigga, go that way. We're gonna build the temple on our own. Just go away. This has nothing to do with you. Well, that's our spirit. You know, if y'all wanna go out and vote, right? We're not pouring, ripping our heads, hair out of our heads, saying why are you guys voting. We just saying it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
This is the fourth Ezra. You know, Ezra 4 in the regular scriptures. Not the apocryphal. It says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard.
Enemies.
Yeah.
Right? We have enemies. You know, I had this girl in my car, right? And she get to talking, she's talking, bro. She used to talk about this black, you know, she's one of them girls, she had the Afro puffs, and she started talking about, you know, they talk about that black, what we gotta do and all that. And I said, hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think the majority of white people are racist? She said no. And I said, look, bro, I said, okay, bet. I said, Trump got 60% of the white vote voted for Trump. I said, now, when you think they voted for Trump, as he ran for president, you know, off the mantra he ran off of, do you believe that do you think that they think he was racist? It's like, yeah, absolutely he's racist because he ran off of racist identity. Sending people back, Mexicans are rapists, or you know what I'm saying? Make America great again, all that. So I said, so if you believe that by default, 67%, that's a majority. Another 3%, that's 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 white people are racist. What'd you say? And she kind of went back. She stopped. She realized she put her foot in her mouth, but then she was like, she went to go talk, and I said, hold on, let me cut you off. I said, what's so hard about just admitting that the majority of white people are racist? I said, why in 2019 is it so hard to believe that the majority of white people are racist? And that's when it came to my mind that that's one of the biggest problems with our people, man. They don't know that this man, at least the majority, you know, we know that they're the devil, right? But these people don't even know that the majority of them, they hate us, man. They hate us. They can't even agree with that. But read that again. I said that because it said the adversary. We have enemies, man. But we knew we had enemies at one point in time. We knew that these other nations, they were our enemies. Now, Jake is underneath this spell to where everybody's an ally. No, not everybody. We can't hate them like they hate us. Or we got to treat them good. Or, you see how we was treated, so we can't treat them. No, we hate them. It's perfect to hate them, man. We hate the so-called white man, man.
You need to have hatred because I always said it. Hatred is a defense mechanism that the body uses to know when to stay the hell away from people. Otherwise, people are gonna continue to run over you, man. You're using, abusing, man. You need to hate somebody that does something to your kids, something that does something to your well-being. Okay? Otherwise, you don't love yourself. If you love somebody that kills your kids and you love somebody that does harm to you, then you don't love yourself.
Right.
You know,
Or your brother.
Or your brother. You
When
know,
you think about your race, that's what we